Hello student, this is Palla Darbari, your host, and you're watching Palla Darbari classes. In this video, we will discuss Indian Economic Class 12th, Chapter 5, Human Capital Formation, Volume 3. In this video, we will discuss the difference between human capital and physical capital. We will see the difference between human capital formation and physical capital formation, and we will also discuss human capital and human development. Let us see the difference between human capital and physical capital. Firstly, we should know what is the human capital. The people living in the country, if they are skilled, if they are educated, they are the valuable assets of the country, and they are being referred as human capital. Whereas physical capital means the machineries, tools which are used for the production process. So here we know what is the meaning of the human capital and the physical capital. Humans is considered as the human capital if they are the valuable asset of the country, whereas the physical tools and the machineries, they are called the physical capital. Let us see the point of differences on the basis of which we will see the difference between human capital and the physical capital. Firstly, we will see it consists of, we will see the difference between human capital and the physical capital. Human capital consists of skills, knowledge of the human beings. Because of the technical skills, because of the technical knowledge, the person becomes the valuable asset of the country and he will be referred as the human capital. Let us see physical capital. Physical capital consists of machineries. We can say that the physical capital includes tools, machineries which are used for production. The next point is nature. Human capital are intangible. It means we cannot even see the human capital, but we can experience the human capital by their competency, the way they complete the work, the way they give the production. Whereas physical capital is tangible, we can see, we can touch. Next is possibility of trade. Only the services of the human capital can be traded. Whatever the goods and services the human beings produced and the services which the human beings create and gives, that can only be traded. Whereas the human capital cannot be traded. Whereas the physical capital such as machinery, tools, definitely it can be traded. We can purchase, we can sell the tools, we can sell the machineries. The physical capital can be traded, but the human services can only be traded, not the capital. The next is mutual relation. Physical capital, it is it is not created by the physical capital. Human capital cannot be created by the physical capital. We don't have the machineries, we don't have the tools through which we can make the person a valuable assets. Whereas the competency and the skills of the manpower is the responsible factor for the creation of physical capital. The question is, who created the physical capital? Who created the machineries? Who developed machineries? Definitely humans, the technically sound humans, the knowledgeable humans. So we can say that the human capital create the physical capital. Next is depreciation. Human capital cannot be depreciated. Can the human capital be depreciated? Answer is no. Can the skill and the knowledge which the person has possessed be deteriorated? Can be depreciated? Answer is no. Except for some loss due to old age and the death. Because of the old age, when there is a memory loss, we can say that the human capital can be depreciated. Otherwise, it is impossible. Human capital cannot be depreciated. But the physical capital over times will be deteriorated, will be depreciated, because there is a wear and tear in the physical capital. Next point of difference is benefit. Human capital create both private as well as social benefits. Human capital create the private benefits. How it creates the private benefits? Because of the human capital, when the person becomes a valuable assets, he will get a very good job, his social and the economic condition will be improved. So it's a private assets. And human capital also becomes a valuable asset for the society. When the government use the human capital for the infrastructure development, then definitely it is a benefit for the society. Let us see the physical capital benefits. Physical capital creates only private benefits. It cannot give the social benefits. I hope all the differences are clear. Now let us see the difference between the human capital formation and the physical capital formation. Firstly, we should know what is human capital formation. It is the process through which more and more human capital, more and more skilled labor, technically sound person will be added in the population. The process of adding more human capital in the country is called human capital formation, whereas the process of adding more machineries in the stock of machinery is called physical capital formation. So addition in the human capital is called human capital formation, and addition in the physical capital is called physical capital formation. I hope the difference is clear. I hope the meaning of the human capital formation and the physical formation is clear. Addition of the human capital in the population, addition of the physical capital in the bunch of the machinery is called physical capital formation. Now let us see the difference. Firstly, we will see the basis on the basis of which we will differentiate the human capital formation and the physical capital formation. First is meaning. Let us see the definition. Listen, human capital formation refers to the addition to the skill and the knowledge and the capacity of the individuals. When more and more valuable assets, when more and more human capital is added in the overall population of the country, it is called human capital formation. Whereas physical capital formation means the addition to the machineries, advanced tools, physical productive tangible assets is called physical capital formation. The next is outcome or the result. Listen, the human capital formation leads to all-round development, whereas physical capital leads to modernization in the economy. So what happens because of the human capital formation? Human capital formation leads to all-round development, which further results in high status of all the human beings in the country. The economic condition of the people improved with the human capital formation, whereas the modernization of the economy as a whole will be there because of physical capital formation. The next point of difference is contribution to production. Listen, human capital formation is not directly contributing to the production process, but it indirectly contributes to the production process. When more and more human capital is being added, what happens? It means more and more people will increase the production. They will develop more and more machineries. When more and more people will be in the population and they will be in the position to contribute more in the production process, they will develop more machineries. So what will happen? It means that the physical capital will be improved because of human capital formation. And we can say physical capital formation, it directly affects the production. Directly we are using the tools. With the use of the tools, definitely the production can be increased. But the labor is the indirect factor which helps in the production. Machineries are the direct factors. Let us see the interrelationship. The formation of the human capital can itself lead to the improvement in the physical capital formation, whereas the formation of the physical capital need not necessarily imply the human capital formation. Now let us see the next difference, that is the human capital and the human development. Listen, when we are talking about the human capital, we know that it is the stock of country's skill and the expertised manpower, whereas human development is the holistic development and the well-being of the nation's capital. So let us see the differences on the basis of which we will see the difference between human capital and the human development. The point of differences are meaning, means and end, motives, then role of education. We will differentiate on the basis of these points human capital and the human development. The first is meaning. Listen, human capital refers to the stock of nation's skill and expertise at a particular point of time, whereas human development refers to the holistic development, overall development, and the well-being of a nation's human capital, well-being of a country's population. Next is meaning and the end, means and end. Human capital considers human being as a means to improve productivity, which is the end. So what is human capital formation? Human capital is considered as a way through which the productivity can be increased. So human capital is the way and the productivity is the result. It means by the use of the human capital, the productivity, which is the end result, will be attained. Let us see human development. Human development considers human beings as the end, not the human capital. Human beings as the end itself. It considers the welfare of the human being at the end. Here the end result is productivity, not the welfare of the human beings. Here the end result is, in the case of the human development, the end result is welfare of the human beings. Whereas in the case of the human capital, the end result is productivity. Let us see the motive of investment. The motive of investment is to improve efficiency and productivity. What is the motive of human capital? To improve efficiency and productivity. Whereas the motive of the human development is to improve the overall welfare, even if the productivity and the efficiency do not improve. Let us see the role of education under the human capital formation. Human capital, education and the health. Education and health are seen only as the means to improve the productivity. I mean, by the use of education and health, the human capital can be improved. The productivity of the human beings can only be improved by the use of education and health. Whereas education and the health are considered to have their importance in improving the general welfare of the human beings. I hope the point is clear. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.